Hello there, I'm Mint, in case you didn't know, and this is an intro that I'm filming after filming the entire video, because I did not know how this was going to turn out, and all the intros that I filmed before I started filming the video are so incredibly crappy and stupid that I could not stand the thought of posting any of them. So here I am, trying to introduce the video to you, trying to get the idea across that I had in my little tiny brain. This video consists of me taking 3 different approaches to filling a sketchbook spread in order to fill not only 3 spreads in my sketchbook, but also in an attempt to inspire you to maybe do something similar in order to fill a page or a spread, or maybe even just like a tiny corner in your own sketchbook. So this is very exciting, and I hope I can get all my ideas across in a way that you can understand what I'm trying to do each time, and also in a way that inspires you to create maybe. Well, I don't want to talk any longer. Let's just get to drawing. Mint over and out. Okay, so I'm gonna be switching between voiceover and like my voice from the clips quite regularly in this video because there's a lot of unusable audio because it's just unintelligible what I said. But what we're gonna be doing for this page is taking as much trash as you can find in your room and using it to create a sketchbook spread. So enjoy me collecting materials. What we're also gonna be using is one of my favorite things forever, Post-its. Because Post-its just add a splash of color where you don't necessarily need one, but you didn't know you could use one. This is a good page if you, like me, are a sentimental hoarder, or if you like going through trash cans, I guess. Now, this approach isn't very unique, but it's still one of the ones that I like doing the most. Because it helps with multiple things. First of all, it helps me like remember stuff because my sketchbook is like my scrapbook and my diary and my sketchbook all at once. So sticking in receipts or something helps remember like certain, or like keeps the memory alive of certain days or something. Drawing in memories, like Snapchat memories, is also a really fun thing, but I don't do it that often. And I feel like it also helps with like figuring out composition of pages. It could be really orderly, like what I'm doing here, but it can also be like really messy, which I like. And that brings me to the third point of you kind of lose that feeling of preciousness of your sketchbook. You know, like when you have these blank pages and you're like, oh my god, I have to keep it nice and clean and pristine. You kind of lose that because, I don't know, just sticking stuff in, making it a bit more messy, like deliberately, it's great. Okay, so I realized that the speed paint is like really speedy, so I'm just gonna try and go over everything that I did really quick once again. We start with a little loose sketch of Soleil, just in normal clothes, cosplaying as a normal teen. Then we had the little pigeons over here, and I wanted to use some more watercolor. That's why I did the little background drop for them. This is supposed to be some suns. It looks like someone's organs. It's not, don't worry. This little piece of Band-Aid, because I had like the idea of doing a Band-Aid over here, but then I feared that it would like, when I was gonna draw on the other side of this page, that I would like, I don't know, would press through. You know what I mean? Yeah. These little things, I love them so much. I got them here again. It's great. The shoes, the idea of which actually inspired me to draw Soleil like this, and the German tea. Anyways, this little miso soup cup noodle thingy inspired this headcanon of me thinking that maybe Cassius is like a picky eater because it really fits his character. So that anytime and something's for dinner that he doesn't like, he just uses whatever's available in the dorms and makes one of these. So like a water cooker or something. Is that a word? Water cooker? Water boiler? And my persona, because my persona is a go-to because it's really easy to draw. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And this little Post-it, because I had to use them for something. I went through so much trouble getting them. I had to, you know what I mean? Okay. Now that I'm not fucking up anything, here's the entire page, and let's move on to the next spread. Hello there. It's another day, another fateful
encounter with the world. I'm still wearing the hoodie I wore yesterday, so that's why it's gonna look the same in the time lapse.
I have no clue why I was rambling so much, but to save you from it, I have decided to go back into the voiceover and tell you that in this page, or for this page, we'll be using materials that I normally don't use, or that I'm like not very successful at using. A prime example of that is gouache. Me and gouache, we just don't really get along. I don't know. I have never had this aha moment using gouache. With watercolor, I'm kind of slowly getting the hang of it, getting better. Acrylics, I don't really use them that much, but gouache is just, I really want to be good at using gouache. It's such an interesting medium, and I had so much fun, for example, painting this landscape, because I knew what to do, and I had this idea, and it all made sense to me, but still, gouache is so difficult for me, and I hate it because it's so much more interesting than plain watercolor. Nothing against watercolor, it's my all-time favorite. But yeah, I had a great time painting this landscape. I was following this TikTok tutorial and finally knew where to put my brush strokes and what to do and what colors to use. It was great, had a fun time. And I was like, okay, finally I'm getting gouache. I'm getting a hang of it. But I was humbled so violently. It was embarrassing. If anybody had been dared to witness it, except for you guys, of course, I would have died of shame because everything went wrong when trying to do my persona. And I think it's just because I'm not good with lineless art, but me and gouache, we're going to be needing many more practice hours before I can call it anything like my favorite medium.
So I think I have a long road ahead of me, but this is a pretty nice start. Now I'm contemplating what to do with the other part of the spread, because on one hand I could try gouache again, but on the other hand I could use some other medium. Hello, another day has passed and I have finally made a decision on who and what to draw. I'm sorry I made the decision off camera. It's just sketching on and sketching off camera are vastly different, so I felt more comfortable doing it off camera, but the line art you're gonna see in the time lapse, and I've decided I'm gonna color it with Ohuhu Markers. Yeah, gonna stick something in here, I think. I'm gonna find something to do with the bottom part of the page, but I didn't want to draw legs, so I was like, yeah, well.
So after avoiding my leg responsibilities like a trained champion, I was back in my comfort zone, because line art it just might be my absolute favorite part about drawing. It's really nice, really relaxing, and I feel like my style depends a lot on the line art as well, so it's really gratifying experience. And yeah, I don't know. The OCs you can see here are Avatar: The Last Airbender OCs, and that's where the problem stems from, because I have color choices for them in mind. I have their designs mapped out and I know their colors, and that was the only frustrating thing, I feel like looking back, because not being able to find the exact color that you've envisioned is an experience that I'm not used to, using watercolor mainly, so that kind of sucked, but other than that, it was fine, honestly. I was having a grand old time, feeling like a little kid, like filling in the color in my coloring book, like a mandala, but more sophisticated.
Could have been worse, honestly. Really could have been worse. I feel like it worked out fine for most of the faces and the hair. Well, for all of the faces and the hair. Kind of frustrating is I don't have quite the grip on what color looks what way, but overall, I think I'm improving with each time that I'm using markers. This was the last time I used markers. It's way more patchy and all. Well, it could have been also the difference in paper, but still, I'm getting more comfortable with them every time. This is pretty good. We can work with this. Well, we're gonna have to, but anyways, what do we have to say about this page in general?
So I think there's a lot to say about this page, actually, but it is, after all, a testament to me trying and, in my opinion, succeeding at using materials that I normally don't use. I'm actually quite proud of the way the gouache side ended up looking, especially the landscape. I'm just still in love with it, even a day later, and I think the marker painting could have been worse. TikTok seems to like it, which is really fun, and yeah, with that, let's get to the final approach. This last approach is so unoriginal it hurts, but I will preach it until I can no longer hold a pencil in my hand or speak a single word, because it's truly the best for me, personally. You just take a pencil or a pen and you take a highlighter, and whatever comes to mind, be it a character that you associated with the highlighter color, that's what I usually start with. Or like anything that comes to mind. A Snapchat memory, the last reference you had on your Pinterest board, the headcanon you've been thinking about for the past 10 days. You just take it, you put it on a page, you kind of use the highlighter as an accent color, and when you do that for an entire page, it's gonna still look coherent, even if the single drawings, the little drawings, are all wacky and wonky and kind of bad. It's still gonna look good, and you're gonna be productive, even on the lowest level. I love it so much, and I truly recommend it to everyone.
So, I know I didn't do an intro for this page, not introducing what I was gonna do, because this is literally like my favorite way of going about a page. It's just not caring what you draw and making it all coherent by using the same accent color. In this, it's yellow and gray. Here we have the turquoise. I'm gonna show you a few more example pages. Wait a second. This one that I posted on TikTok, it's just a bunch of sketches of the same character, but really being pulled all together by the uniformity of the medium, like all being in pencil, and the color. One page prior to this. Completely unrelated sketches, but the page looks nice because everything's in the same color.
Okay, so I guess that concludes the video. Thank you so much for watching until this part. I hope you could take something away from this, either enjoyment from watching me struggle to fill out these sketchbook spreads, or maybe you even got like this tiny speckle of inspiration, this tiny like pebble-sized inspiration that you can use in one of your future art projects, like right now or something. I don't know. I'm so sorry, that was a bad joke. But yeah, it was a weird sensation filming again after not doing it for so long, but I truly hope to be more consistent in my uploads in the next few months at least. I'm not going to promise anything because I don't want to disappoint. There's quite a lot that I have coming, like school-wise and all, but yeah, even then, I had fun doing all these spreads and I had fun filming, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Until then, I wish you a great rest of your day, of your night. Hope you get a good night's rest if you're going to sleep now. And I'll see you soon, hopefully. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.